No Chill Sports is an unapologetic, high-energy sports show where opinions fly fast and facts hit hard. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or partners. Content may include passionate debates, bold predictions, and unfiltered takes that some viewers may find intense or controversial. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for chill, this ain't the place.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Rant with Pough Ant, where the mics stay hot, the takes are bold, and the truth is unfiltered. No scripts, just two voices bringing the heat with heart, real, raw, and unapologetically honest. What's good with you, my boy?
Man, it's been a minute, man. How's it going, dog?
It's good, man. It's hot out in Arizona. It's hot. Ain't nothing changed there. It rained the other day. It did for approximately 3 sprinkles, and it was done. Saw some lightning. I was like, "Oh, the weather finna be bad." Nah, that was it. That was it. But man, it is good to be back talking with you, man. My prayers and condolences to your family. Hope all is well, and just glad, man. We finally at the part of the season where all the talk, nobody lying. Well, people still lying, but we can finally find out who's who. We've had some football games played yesterday. It wasn't necessarily everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
But I'm excited. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to talk about it. We also got a special guest going to join us today. We've been trying to get this together for a minute. Get our guy on, man. Y'all always see him in the comments. Troy be coming in and start mess. If not in the comments, he do it on Twitter, definitely. Especially in HBCU spaces. But man, I'm looking forward to it, man. What about yourself, man? How everything been? I know kids getting older. You got
man.
High school and everything, and
yeah, man. Time is a thief, man. But they keeping me busy with all the band meetings and cheerleading meetings and jamborees and all that kind of stuff, man. But yeah, it's all good, bro. It's the best time of year, man. Football season, so I ain't gonna complain.
Yeah, Miss Cosby, what's good? BT in the building said, no, not the A&M shirt. Yes. The A&M grad school student is in the building. You heard that correct?
Humbra.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta represent for the home team and in here. What's good, Doc? Man, Doc Holiday from over at HBCU Overdrive. So man, but let's go ahead and get to it, man. But before we do, you know what we gotta do? We gotta give a shout out to our sponsors. First off, man, let's shout out to our man Donald DK Kelly over at Kelly Creations. We'll be back in 1 minute. Your brand deserves more than basic. It deserves bold. It deserves clean. It deserves Kelly Creations. From screen prints that pop, to embroidery that speaks volumes, to picture tees that tell your story, Donald DK Kelly does it all. Give him a call today at 225-202-2625 or shoot him an email at kellycreations225@gmail.com. That's KELLYKREATIONS kelly225@gmail.com. And don't forget to tell them No Chill Sports sent you. Kelly Creations. Nobody does it better. Hey, been saying we're gonna bring them on. We finally got them in the building. Our good man Troy White from Fat Mouth Sports, Gathering of Old Men podcast. Troy, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for joining us.
Man, I'm happy to be here. I am happy to be here.
Yeah, we get to talk about some other than them Noles and them Rattlers on the Tallahassee. So we're gonna looking forward to this, man. But man, how you been and everything, man?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. It's been a long time coming. We've been salivating, waiting, and finally, week 0, it finally got here, and I finally had some noise to talk. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. Let's talk about week 0. First up, man, the beginning game of the season over in Ireland, over in Dublin. Yeah, there we go. Paul's Hub talks about Farmageddon was as drunk as the host country they played in. Iowa State taking on Kansas State. The game was sloppy to begin with. Then you throw in a little bit of rain, and then after that, you throw in some punches after the game. So, but in between time, in the meantime, it actually was a really good game.
Yeah, it was a really good game, and shout out to coaches who know how to take a knee to win the game. Something they're not gonna ever do in Coral Gables.
Here we go. we off for ready. But yeah, man. Big shout out to Iowa State and Kansas State. The game was back and forth. I mean, predominantly the entire game. I think Iowa State jumped up, scored first, and then Kansas State. Either way, it literally was. I mean, you look back and forth in the dictionary, you're gonna see Aaliyah in that game. I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was classic, like first game of the season type. You know what I mean? There was some sloppy play. You had some fumbles and you know, penalties, stupid penalties and stuff like that. But I think it was an overall good game. I think Dylan Edwards going down early in the game for Kansas State kind of changed how they did things. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good game. That quarterback for Iowa State, pretty impressive, though. I got to give him credit. He
Rocco
played a hell
Beck.
of a game.
Yeah, Rocco Beck. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Troy.
We gotta. Anytime you play an early week 0 game, you don't really know. Like I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you don't really know what your offense and what your defense is gonna look like," because you've been hitting each other for a little over 3 weeks now. So week 0 games are always, and the fact that they were able to play as well as they did on that soggy field. And I just want everybody to know that field was soggy last year when Florida State played Georgia Tech over there too. That's a soccer field. That is not a football field. So it was, considering the environment, it was a well played game. And apparently people had a lot of that beer that they have over there to drink, because they was getting to it after the game too. But I was impressed. I really was impressed.
Yeah, I think that game was almost, and I thought you were about to say this. I thought that you said that was like the epitome of week 1. I thought that was like the epitome of Big 12 football.
Yeah,
like literally what I expect to see all season. I'm very interested after seeing that game how the rest of the season shakes out, because Kansas State is one of the teams that's predicted to win the Big 12. They lose a conference game, week 1. how does this play out? Because especially consider Iowa State was in the mix last year to win it, if not for some late season losses, thanks to spoilers like Kansas, who also played yesterday, taking on Fresno State. And Kansas looks, I'm not going to over exaggerate, but Kansas looked good.
Yeah, they did. I think when Jalen Daniels is healthy, they're a totally different team, you know. So I suspect the first few weeks of the season when he's, you know, completely healthy at his best, that they come out firing on all cylinders. It's just what do they look like if he gets banged up, and more like when he gets banged up based off his history.
At some point, the head coach has got to impart to him, get down, slide, get out of bounds. We're not in an era where there are 2 and 3 quarterbacks on the team that can start. Them days is gone. So you got to say, hey, the best skill you have is your availability. And as long as you are available, we got a shot.
Yeah, facts. I think I ended up catching the replay of that game when they showed it the second time. Like I said, Kansas looked good on offense and defense, taking on Fresno State, which I don't know how much stock to put into this win. Just like I don't know how much stock to put into Hawaii beating Stanford on a last second field goal, winning that one 23-20. Stanford is them yo folks, Troy. ACC.
Can we get them back to the Pac-12? Can we package them up and get them back? Listen, they are dealing with a whole host of issues. They're reorganizing their athletic department. It's going to take them a few years, and they are coming over to the ACC after the crumbling of the Pac-12. So it's going to take them a few years for us to even know who they really are.
Yeah.
So.
And not to mention, you got Andrew Luck, who's the general manager of the program, all in the box, hovering over the coordinators while they in the middle of calling the game. So I just think that whole dynamic is weird right now in Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like pins and needles for everybody. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they already? I mean, with Andrew Luck make a firing or somewhere?
Yeah, they fired the coach and put Frank Reich in place.
Yeah. So
but to be fair, there was other stuff going on that they kind of had to make that move. Had the other stuff not going on, I don't think they would have fired him. But the other stuff that was going on, they had to make that move.
Yeah. So those were the 4. I'm sorry. There's one more. Sam Houston, Western Kentucky. I didn't even watch this game, but Western Kentucky got the win, 41-24, and that was also a conference game. That was a Conference USA game.
Yeah, you forgot about Dan Mullen's debut at UNLV.
I didn't forget it. I just hadn't got that because I was just talking about all the FBS versus FBS games. Oh, trust me, I'm about to get to that.
Man,
I think he froze up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he froze. But boy, that debut for Dan Mullen, that's about the most Dan Mullen game you can have if you ask me, man.
The number of boot skins that was on the timeline that was screaming that Dan Mullen was the problem the whole time.
Right.
Listen, I am no fan of the boot skin. And for those who don't know me, when I say boot skins, I mean gators. When Dan Mullen said that he don't need to spend 40 hours a week recruiting, oh yeah, he was getting fired. Like, them the wrong people. It's some schools in Florida that might let you keep your job if you say wild stuff. The University of Florida is not that school.
Right.
And when he said that, I knew, just go ahead, count your days, because you about to leave.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Y'all know how I go with hotel Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dan Mullen in his debut, UNLV gets the win over Idaho State. in a very thrilling 38-31 win. Yeah, I think y'all just talked about it. I have no words for it. I mean, you're excited that you got the win, but to the drawing board.
How far to the drawing board can they be? I mean, if I'm a parent or a recruit, UNLV can't call me. I remember you reneged on your NIL deal publicly. Then you ran that boy down. Like, we remember all this stuff. So the fact that your athletic department is in financial disarray and you're playing at FCS school who could have pulled that upset off had they not figured out that they had more depth. This season don't look good for UNLV at all.
Yeah. Shout out to Pauls again, because he did. This is the let's remember some guys team in college football, because there are a lot of people on that team that were elsewhere, and then you see their name pop up, and you know that yeah, you remember that Leonardo DiCaprio meme with he whistling, he pointing. That's exactly what you do. You be like, oh, that's what's his name? Snap Famous. That's what they call him. Snap movie. Hey, that's yeah. That's exactly what UNLV team looks like right now. How long they stay that way, I don't know. But like you said, Troy, they publicly reneged on their deal last year with Sluka. Your coaching staff is pretty much gone. You bring in a lot of transfers now, and this is what your opening game looks like. It's the first game. They're going to have a hell of a season to start building that trust again with people.
Good luck.
Yeah. All right. And other week 0 games on the FCS side, which let me say this. Our good man, Zach McKinnell Blue, made the statement once before that week 0 should be the FCS week for games. I completely agree. And honestly, outside of the scare from UNLV in that game in Dublin, all the really good games were in the FCS yesterday. The UC Davis Mercer game got canceled due to weather. This thing even died on me. That game got canceled due to weather. Number 4, FCS number 4, Incarnate Word, got upset by Nichols yesterday. And it wasn't like a close one either. That was slacking.
Do we not do practice blitz pickup? Do we not practice identify danger? Like the hot read, UIW has a problem. Everybody is going to blitz their life away until their quarterback learns to read hot. These ain't blitzes that he didn't see coming. They are coming in his face. And he threw in double coverage twice. One of them went for a touchdown. So every time they had an opportunity to get back in the game, it was a bad blitz read. And it's not my thing to talk about players, but sometimes you can't put stuff on coaches. This is one of the ones that everybody did their assignment except the quarterback. So
yeah. Also over in the FCS land, Tarleton State made a big, hello, we're number 8 for a reason. Beating Portland State 42-0 in a huge game coming out. And then the game of the night, Southern versus North Carolina Central. And DK, our good man over at Kelly Creation, says finally made it to football season. Jaguars got some work to do.
I just want Southern to know that there's a thing in the game of football called the forward pass, and that they should try to implement that into their offense a little bit.
Troy, I'll let you go ahead as the guest. Go ahead.
They ain't gonna catch it if they throw it.
Fair point.
I get everybody wants to see Southern's backup quarterback. I get that. I predicted this game was an 8-point win for Southern. However, I had no idea that 600 pounds of defensive tackle would spend the entire game on their stomach. Southern has the best walk-on in the nation. Touched the ball one time, went 80 yards. North Carolina Central went cool, run outside. And they couldn't run outside. All right. North Carolina Central dared them to throw deep. And like competent offensive coordinators, you throw deep, put the receivers in position to make the play, and they drop 3 balls. You have 248 yards of rushing, 91 yards of passing. And I can't get the stats on targets and drops, but I know it's got to be significant. And I haven't even gotten to the fact that why are you playing 10 yards off? Like, it is so many questions on simple adjustments on the Southern side. And I pretend not to know ball on purpose for a lot of reasons. This was one of those ones, it was so glaring Stevie Wonder could see all the problems. It was bad. It was bad. And now, because of this performance, people are overcorrecting and saying North Carolina Central gonna walk through the MEAC. Y'all might want to call South Carolina State before y'all make them statements.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start because y'all talked about Southern. I'm gonna start on Central side. North Carolina Central. That was actually you played a great you played a really good game. There's areas of improvement. It's week 0, but you did one thing that really stood out to me. You showed me in-game adjustments, and you showed me a hell of a game plan coming into the game. Period. As far as the rest of the season for Central, the MEAC gets tricky. Trey Oliver is an amazing coach, and somebody pointed out that he is 6-1 against the SWAC. Ironically, that one loss is a funny one. Y'all know that one loss is?
Yeah, it's the same one we had to deal with in Bragg. But this is the thing, though. That school does that to a whole bunch of people.
Exactly.
And so
yeah. Yeah. So for those of you who wonder, Trey Oliver's only SWAC loss is to Mississippi Valley back in like 2021, something like that. But like I said, he's 6-1 overall against the SWAC. And that game was like a 1-point loss. I don't think he's going to necessarily run through, walk through, or sprint through the MEAC, but I think I think they have all the tools available to get it done this year in some close games. Southern. Troy, we talked about this prior to alligator arms on the wide receivers. You dropped some big passes that could have been game changing. You flip the field with a couple of you make 1 or 2 of these catches. And that's not including the ones where you get pass interference call. but you flip the field. You can do some things. Running the ball, you look great. Nice 1-2 combo. Well, 1-2-3 if you include the quarterback, who I don't know if he's going to be the quarterback going forward because they've got a bevy of quarterbacks over there to even pick from, and people were surprised to see McCoy start yesterday. Number 3, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I ate something bad, if I drank something, but I started watching the game and Eric Dooley was calling plays at the end of the half for Southern, and I'm trying to figure out when that happened and what had happened, because how is it you're down, you're on the other side of the 50 and you're running draw plays. And then when you finally throw a pass, you throw a hitch pass with 4 seconds left. No, I'm sorry. It was it 2 seconds. Either way, you throw like a hitch pass. What are you doing? What are we doing, people? I have no clue. I'm baffled. I thought Southern deserved better. I thought Southern fans deserved better. I thought Terrence Gray deserved better, and I have no idea what happened. I'm not. It's week 0. I'm not gonna overreact. Southern, you know what I'm saying, not gonna win the West, so I'm not gonna do all that. What I am gonna say is I'm thoroughly confused, and when week 1 gets here, somebody let me know.
I see. I'm trying to be on my best behavior, but it's very difficult when you saw what we saw. It is. We saw a young man lose money last night because that young man was a game wrecker last night. Why was he on the opposite side of his natural position? I do not know. But he never had an opportunity to impact the game. Again, 10 yards off with the corners, that does have an effect as well. But he never had an opportunity on ABC to make an impact. And just so everybody know, ABC spent a whole 10 minutes talking about this young man. Mm-hmm. We didn't call his name once. So that's, I kind of like Graves. That goes to coaching. And it is week 1. You got a chance to right the ship. They ran off a bevy of wins last year to get in the SWAC championship game. I don't think they're not dangerous. They are still a very dangerous team. Exactly. I saw bombs, and the heyday of football for me was the 90s when run, go deep. They did exactly that. If they can find some players that can catch between now and SWAC play, they're going to be a problem. I don't think, and I know a lot of people be disagreeing with me, everybody else that's in that quarterback room, I don't recall them being able to put the ball down the field like that. He did it with ease. It wasn't, he went 49 yards. If I'm the coach, I don't go overreacting and switch quarterback. Make the adjustments. Whatever fundamentals your wide receivers got to do, put numbers on the tip of the ball and make them call out the numbers before they bring the ball in. Whatever you got to do, get them young men on the right track, and you're working with something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just didn't seem like those wide receivers was ready to play. It didn't look like much of the offense was ready to play at the beginning of the game. The defense definitely wasn't ready to play. They got shredded all up and down the field. I mean, North Carolina Central was able to do whatever they wanted to do offensively. I mean, they hit little short intermediate passes with 5-6 yard pass would go for 10-12 yards. You know, like there was nothing Southern could do to keep North Carolina Central at bay. So I don't think I would completely overreact, but there's definitely got to get back to the drawing board on some things because the game plan they had yesterday is not going to work going forward.
Yeah, completely agree. There's nothing more I need to say on this game. It's one like you said. We said it's water under the bridge. It doesn't hurt you. More of a bragging rights game. Move on. Let's get ready for the next week. Anybody else got anything else on this one before we move on?
I'm good.
All right. Week 0 is now in the books. And just like on draft day, week 1, you are on the clock. Week 1, we got some thrilling marquee matchups. We're not going to go into too much depth with them because we'll talk a little bit more about them later on. But some big games that we do want to kind of point out: Auburn, Baylor, LSU, Clemson, Texas, Ohio State, Bama, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Colorado, and Syracuse, Tennessee. So, fellas, what game you kind of looking forward to the most jumping into week 1?
Go ahead, Troy.
You know what I'm gonna say about Florida State, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But a game that is going to be interesting: Tennessee and Syracuse. Syracuse play hard, man. Like, ask them Ibis. Syracuse play hard. Like, everybody that's making that a cakewalk, you might need to rethink that. It ain't gonna be Tennessee gonna win, but it won't be easy. And that's if Tennessee quarterback situation is solidified. Right. If their quarterback situation is not solidified, it could get ugly. It could get real ugly.
Yeah. It's so many matchups we won. I'm kind of looking forward to that the Georgia Tech Colorado game just to see what both teams had after last year. Colorado obviously replacing a whole bunch. What do they look like, without Travis Shador and all those guys? And Georgia Tech, I mean, they came out of nowhere last year, surprised some people. Can they do it again whenever they kind of got a target on their back? That Baylor Auburn game Friday night, I think it's Friday night. Like Baylor defense was terrible last year. Can they shore up that defense? Because if they can, then they probably could be in the running for the Big 12 championship with what they got on offense. Auburn is a dumpster fire. They got 3 quarterbacks, 3 play callers. They done claimed 17 new national championships. You know what I mean? Like they need something positive to go their way to kind of keep some of the heat away from that program right now. So can they knock off Baylor in that week 1 game? But I think the obvious answer is Texas, Ohio State. I mean, you got the number 1, number 2, number 1, number 3, whatever you want to go off of. But 2 of the most talented teams in the country, both of them got national championship aspirations. You got question marks all over the place in that game. Both teams kind of replacing a lot. Like, what does Texas offensive line look like? What does Ohio State quarterback situation look like? Heck, what does Texas quarterback situation look like? Arch Manning's only started 2 games. So going on the road, going on the road to the Horseshoe in your first true start, I guess, your first year as a starter, that's gonna be kind of a tough test. So we'll see what both teams kind of stand at a good litmus test for both programs in week 1.
Yeah. I'm not going to say and of course I'm looking forward to the LSU game. That's a given for us. Texas, Ohio State. Troy, you say Tennessee's gonna win. I'm not so convinced of that. I'm actually leaning more towards Syracuse. I don't believe in Aguilar as of right now. I think that Heupel has found a quarterback that he may not be able to transform, I guess you could say, because I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Heupel is more of what people think Lincoln Riley is. Lincoln Riley just has had some great quarterbacks, and have turned them into Heismans and everything. But I think Heupel is probably more of the quarterback whisperer, in my opinion, because he's taken guys who have not been quite as talented and has made that offense look, you know, almost unstoppable at times. I'm looking forward to that one. The Georgia Tech Colorado game is of big interest to me as well. I'm wondering because again, I keep up with the Big 12 a lot more now. I'm interested to see how this shakes out because I'm wondering what Deion Post's children looks like. And I'm also wondering what Georgia Tech coming in as an ACC contender, what they look like. You know, so it's gonna be interesting to me. Any other games that maybe not of the marquee stature that you're looking forward to? Some teams you just want to see how they look.
I know this is going to be obvious, but I'm going to be down there. I'm interested to see how it looked like.
Orange Blossom Classic, Howard and FAMU.
I'm very interested to see how it looked like. I'm not expecting them to do a whole lot in the Orange Blossom Classic. It is my opinion that, and I'm about to make a whole bunch of people mad, there is a lot of strength in the SWAC. So judging them against the SWAC, I don't think it's fair. I do think the MEAC is a 3-team race, and I got Howard being one of those teams. So I'm interested to see what Howard looks like. That game, and then Friday night, I'm trying to engender some goodwill with that school in Daytona. That school in Daytona has beaten FIU the last 2 times they played them. FIU has a new coach. They got Willie Simmons. Willie don't necessarily like that school in Daytona. So I'm interested to see what that game looks like. And that's not a game that a lot of people would pay attention to, but Bethune-Cookman is in a very interesting position right now with their head coach, just like FIU is in a very interesting position. If Willie Simmons does a reclamation project and makes it successful there, if things don't work out in Tallahassee on my side of the street, I have said it and I'm going to say it publicly. I would love to have a national champion at Florida State. Now, again, that's if things don't work out. It still knows by 10. But that was when people ask me, well, if it don't work out, who's your coach? That's the dude I was looking at. So that's going to be an interesting game. There's a lot of storylines in that game.
It's going to be interesting. That is interesting. And you got any?
Yeah, I forgot one in the previous little question. Notre Dame, Miami.
I forgot about that.
Anytime Notre Dame go to Miami, they have trouble. What does Carson Beck look like in his rehab project at Miami? And what does Miami look like defensively after what we saw from them last year? And get torched by everybody pretty much when they played defensively. So I got to throw that one in for that last question. But for this question, I want to see what North Carolina look like under Bill Belichick. What does him as a college coach look like? What does his program look like? Do they look like those Patriot teams where everybody just does their job and all that kind of stuff, or can he get them to buy in, or do they kind of struggle to kind of take shape of what he wants them to be in the first few weeks of the season? So I'm curious to how that experiment plays out, especially with his girlfriend lurking all over his shoulder.
Yeah. Lurking. I'm interested in that one. Because I want to see how Gio does with the new squad. Also, want to keep an eye out on some teams that have a chance to possibly do something special in their respective conferences. Nebraska, Cincinnati. Not a marquee game, but I'm just wondering how both teams look. Nebraska on paper should dominate this game, but will they? Let's see how they look. A game like Illinois, Western Illinois. I'm not expecting anything special, but how sharp does Illinois look with Altmaier in his second year, going in there for Bielema and stuff like that? Illinois is a team that a lot of people are saying should be either replace Indiana or be one of those teams that gets one of those Big Ten playoff spots. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. And who else? I think that's pretty much. Oh, Mississippi State, Southern Miss. Southern Miss revamped, brought in everybody they could from Marshall, including the coach, and Mississippi State, who are they going Mississippi State?
Has Lane Kiffin been good since he left Southern California?
He been okay at Ole Miss.
Okay.
Couple 10-win seasons.
Okay. I just the only reason I asked that is because them Bootskins openly advocated for him to come to Gainesville, and then he hit that little rough patch, and we ain't hear no more about it. So Lane Kiffin is always an interesting character. He is the loudest coach in the SEC without a SEC championship. So he's always a very interesting character. But he can coach his behind off. He's a coach's son. So don't get it twisted. It's just he hasn't gotten over whatever hurdle he needs to get over to be a championship coach. But he's definitely fun to watch. He is definitely fun to watch.
Yeah. Anything else on week one before we move on? Because I got something. It's not necessarily pressing or anything, but it's something I do want to talk about because we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. And you got anything else, Ant? All right. Michigan, come to the front, please. I want to talk about this whole Michigan penalty situation. I brought this up and I know we talked a little bit offline about this, and Troy, I mentioned to you as well. I got some concerns. So for those of you who may have been under a rock, missing or just tuned out, Michigan was finally brought to justice, in air quotes, for their transgressions against the integrity of the game, with the cheating scandal of the sign stealing and everything, with Connor Stallions. It's Connor or Colin, either way. Back in 2023, actually, this was going on for years. I do want to say this. I want to throw this caveat there. Sign stealing happens everywhere. Coaches will steal your signs, baseball, basketball, football, whatever. What makes this so interesting and such a bigger deal is when most teams steal your sign is during the game while you're playing. Connor Stallions went to games of opponents, went on the opposite side, bought tickets for people, and they videotaped the signs coming in to different plays and stuff like that. This went on for years, and it's you can kind of start correlating it to when Michigan started improving. When Michigan started this whole winning streak versus Ohio State, when Michigan started making playoffs, you kind of go, saying go there. There were allegations that Michigan, even when they stole signs, would share those with other teams of opponents who could possibly get into the playoffs because they wanted to get in and to, so they would give it to the opposite team. Some notable games there. Although it was long gone, but when Alabama played Clemson in the championship, it's alleged that Clemson had signs then. South Carolina, Clemson, South Carolina, Tennessee, Clemson, LSU in the 2019 championship. On and on and on. These are just allegations, and they could not be substantiated. So I just want to throw that out there that these were again just allegations. Here's what we do know, and here's what happened. NCAA finally issued a verdict after nearly 2 years of investigations into the in-person sign stealing scheme. There were no wins vacated, no postseason ban. But here's what did happen: 11 violations, 6 level 1 for unauthorized scouting by former staffer Connor Stallions. Financially, a $50,000 base fine plus 10% for football budget, 10% of football budget, loss of postseason revenue share for 2025-26, and 10% of the football scholarship this season. That total exceeds $20 million. Recruiting restrictions: 25% fewer official visits, 14-week communication ban during probation, some staff sanctions. Sharon Moore suspended 3 games, which is one more than the self-imposed games, 2 games that he had. He also received a multi-year show cause order, so around 2 years or whatever. Connor Stallions is slapped with an 8-year show cause penalty, banned from athletic involvement. Jim Harbaugh has a 10-year show cause starting after his current 4-year term ends in August 2028. Also, Denard Robinson also received a multi-year show cause or 3 years for some reports. That's what Michigan basically received. Again, no penalty, no postseason bans, no vacated wins or anything like that. When I initially heard this, I said this was soft. Go ahead, Ant. And I'll get to the rest. Go ahead, Ant.
I understand you saying you don't want to give them a postseason ban because you don't want the current players to be penalized for something that happened before they got there. The only problem with that, the University of Akron is currently on a postseason ban because of academic issues that happened 2-3 years ago. So you punishing the University of Akron for players for something that happened before they got there. What's so different about Michigan? Secondly, I think trying to come after them monetarily is a good idea. The only problem is Michigan is too much money.
Mm-hmm.
So all they're gonna do is call a couple boosters and whatever, this $30 million fine or whatever it is, they're just gonna get that right back from a couple boosters. So I don't really think that they achieve what they think they're trying to achieve here. But at the end of the day, it's pointless because nothing really happened, in my opinion.
Troy, you got anything?
So six level 1 violations. Penalties, common penalties from just a level 1 violation is probation, financial penalties, vacation of records, scholarship reduction, recruiting reduction, show cause orders. There's another one in there that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. It's the death penalty.
Right.
If they were so concerned about penalizing current players for what had happened with past teams, there's the transfer portal now. That transfer portal wasn't in existence. You're not penalizing them. Those players have the ability to go somewhere else and play. That $30 million, that $30 million is a drop in the bucket.
Yep.
So the other thing that we seem to forget, this investigation was done a long time ago. But what took time to get done was the new governance model for the NCAA. After that new governance model got approved, all of a sudden Michigan's penalties came out. Had they done that under the old model, I think the penalties would have been much more severe. But with this new governance model, nobody really wants to hit a team hard. Everybody wants to be buddy and make sure everybody makes money. So this is big, but people forget Bobby Bowden lost 12 wins off of a cheating scandal. 12 wins that dropped him from being the Division I all-time leader and put him behind Joe Pa, who later lost his number. So we got to start talking about, hey, if y'all took the Fab Five's Final Four, you definitely got to snatch this national championship. I'm sorry. That national championship got to be gone.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Troy. And that is a great way to segue to my next part of the show. NCAA penalties of the past. Let's look. In baseball, in 2007, Arizona State had some recruiting violations and failure to promote compliance. They were vacated 44 wins. The 2011 postseason ban, a show cause from for the former head coach. Notable extras: the Pac-10 title and the College World Series run was affected. 1998, what you just mentioned, through 2011, the Sandusky scandal at Penn State. Initially, 112 wins vacated. Those were restored in a settlement in 2015. So, example of those vacated wins later restored. So that's that. USC 2004 to 2005, impermissible benefits to Reggie Bush and agent ties, which ironically, according to Reggie Bush, they never interviewed, never asked him questions, and there was a good explanation for why those things happened, but that's neither here nor there. Vacated 14 wins, including the 2004 BCS title and 2005 season wins, a 2-year postseason ban, 30 scholarships cut. The BCS stripped the 2004 title. Alabama, 2005 to 2007. 4 textbooks and extra benefit cases, ineligible participation. This was across several sports, but it vacated 21 wins, games with eligible players, 3-year probation, appeals were upheld, whatever. Florida State, academic fraud, your 12 wins, you just mentioned that. The 2007 bowl victory vacated. Ole Miss 2010 to 2016, lack of institutional control, recruiting and extra benefits and eligible participation, vacated 33 wins, multi-year probation, bowl bans, scholarship cuts, wins across 6 seasons wiped. Ohio State 2010 season, improper benefits for memorabilia for cash, failure to report. This was the whole Terrell Pryor and those guys with the tattoo gate and all that. Vacated 12 wins. The Sugar Bowl, which would have been Ohio at the time, Ohio State's only win over an SEC team in like 10 years. 2 years probation, and later a bowl ban in 2012. It also, even though it goes down as Jim Tressel retiring or resigning, it cost him his job. He was basically forced out. 2012, Notre Dame, academic misconduct by student athlete, athletic trainer, extra academic benefits, vacated 21 wins, a $5,000 fine, and a 1-year probation. The appeal was denied in 2018. LSU 2012 to 2015, ineligible players due to booster payments to parents, vacated 37 wins. They were on probation, part of a broader football basketball case. Kentucky 2021, improper pay of NIL to adjacent work not performed, players ineligible, vacated. Record of games with ineligible players, 2 years probation. Local reporting says that this equates up to about 10 wins. And then we get to basketball. Of course, the Fab Five, well, 92 to 93 and 95 to 99, forfeit/vacated, 112 wins. Banners removed, probation, 10-year disassociation, self-imposed, plus NCAA penalties. Memphis 07-08, ineligible players, vacated 38 wins, Final Four run, vacated 3 years probation. Louisville 100 in 2011 to 2015. This was the whole escort scandal stuff with Rick Pitino. 123 wins, vacated. The 2013 national title, vacated. The 2012 Final Four, vacated. Kansas in 2017 to 2018 basketball recruiting / Adidas case, vacated 15 wins. The 2018 Final Four run, banner recruiting limits, so on and so on. Oh, it was actually only 2 more. Syracuse 04 to 07, 2010 to 12, men's basketball and academic misconduct, drug testing policy failures, extra benefits, vacated 108 wins, 11 football wins, and 5 years probation and scholarship cuts. And then Hawaii in 2002, men's volleyball, using an ineligible player, their national championships vacated and a record deleted. And they had a fine. So all those, and I will say this, none of them had as big of an impact on the game for as long a period of time as what Michigan did, because the way I look at it, all those teams did things that were they were bad. Sin's a sin. So I get that, but it looks to me as though it's selective outrage. A lot of those were academic ineligibility, things like that. What Michigan did goes to the whole integrity of the game, in which the NCAA loves to try to hang their hat on, and it attached itself to so many other programs, but yet no vacated wins, slap on the wrist, money, which, as Ant just said, go get more from the boosters. It did nothing. But
the one thing it did that the NCAA wanted desperately, Jim Harbaugh out the game. They wanted him gone.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can think of to where it was like, well, he gone, so maybe we not gonna hit them that hard. Because the rest of it don't make sense. If you look at precedents, like the penalty precedents themselves, just the regular penalties should have been heavier than what they were. The one thing I will say is that the NCAA is very careful not to use this phrase anymore. When they use the phrase lack of institutional control, they're about to hit you with the hammer.
mm-hmm.
The only reason Miami avoided the hammer was because they had the whole Nevin Shapiro secretary scandal.
Yep.
And that's how they avoided the death penalty. But they was using phrases like lack of institutional control. So, and like Doc said, SMU scandal, The very phrase they used was lack of institutional control. So that them not using that phrase allowed them some wiggle room in how they were going to issue out penalties. But still, when you use phrases like level 1 violations, these ain't level 1 penalties at all.
Facts.
Yeah. I've said all I've got to say. Michigan got out easy. This is the equivalent of shoot up a school, you get timeout. And maybe I shouldn't say that. That's insensitive. I apologize because I do know, seriously. But it's literally hurt, harm, go sit in timeout, sit in a corner. So yeah. But fellas, man, it was good to be, Ant, to be back, and it's here. It's here. Football season is here. Looking forward to more an analytics, breaking stuff down. Troy, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a long time coming. Before we go, tell the people where they can find you when you do your show, and next time we're gonna see Gathering of Old Men.
So normally you'll see us on Thursday nights at watch.fatmouthsports.net. That'll take you to our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, comment. I love comments, especially the people. Y'all love to comment on me for some reason. But you can find us there normally on Thursday nights. We will do a Wednesday night podcast because this week is Orange Blossom Classic and kind of want to get some things done before we get ready to get down there. But that's where you can find us as always. And you see it. We brag different. Nose by 10. That's just me.
That man said nose by 10. So he buying into the Castellanos.
You talking about week one?
Well, week 1. Nose by 10. Week 1. Brand new quarterback in brand new quarterback in Doak Campbell Stadium. I know what happened last year. But we got Nebraska's defense that kept that defense in the 40s. Gus keeps his offense in the 40s. If we got an offense and a defense in the 40s, I like our chances all day. Because what we had last year, geez, man, listen. The Knoll family was telling that man to go get his CDL. That's how bad they was on our quarterback. It's a new day. I don't need no humble pie behind quarterback. Listen,
he sure ain't got none.
Listen, I can't, Doc. You already know this. I can't find no Alabama podcasters that want to bet eyebrows. They ain't out there. I tried.
Yeah, bet your eyebrows. So, yeah, I'm yeah. One, I you know what? I'll say this. I would take that bet, but it'll be a cold day in hell if I ever bet anything for Alabama. I tell you that much right now. It'll be a cold day in hell before I do that. But man, thank you for coming on with us. Definitely look forward to doing this again. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we are back. Like I said, before we go, I should have did this earlier, but let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors over at W real quick. We'll be back in 1 minute. W is a powder energy drink aimed at gamers and individuals seeking focus and energy. It's known for its clean ingredients, no jitters, and various flavors. W is also available in a hydration formula for those needing electrolyte. W achieves its smooth, effective focus with a high-end tasting experience while using no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Try W today by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or visit them on the website at bit.ly/no-chill-W. W, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. All right, man, that's it for us. And you got anything else before we get up out of here? You want to tell the people?
No, sir.
All right, man. And everybody, again, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back sometime this week. Just tune in. Go ahead and knock that that bell, that notification bell, and you'll see us when we pop up. Till then, get my theme music. There you go. Like that. We out.